All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive with us. Today, we're going to help get you prepped for a debt collector job interview.
Oh, yeah. This is a good one.
It is a good one, and we've got some great resources and sample interview questions to help you really crush it.
Yeah. In today's world, it's really amazing how much AI is impacting the recruitment process.
It really is.
And, RoleCatcher is one of the tools that I've been using to really understand, what are the employers looking for?
Yeah, I don't
How do
know.
I tailor my CV and my resume and even my responses to really stand out from the crowd?
Totally. And we're going to dive deep into RoleCatcher a little later on.
Absolutely.
But first, let's paint a picture of what this job actually is.
Yeah.
So, if you're a debt collector, you're going to be contacting debtors, you're going to be negotiating payment plans, and of course, keeping very, very accurate records.
Absolutely. And I think the sources really emphasize the human side of this role, being able to balance empathy with persistence, helping people navigate through a tough situation, but also making sure that those debts are recovered.
It's a tough job, for sure. All right, so let's jump right into these interview questions. Are you ready?
I am. Let's do it.
All right, so first up, describe your experience in debt collection.
Okay.
Now, the source material says that with this question, the interviewer is trying to gauge the depth and relevance of your experience here.
Right. So this is where you've got to showcase, that you've walked the walk, you've dealt with these situations before, and how you approach them. So clarity and conciseness is key.
Yeah,
Briefly outline the types of debt you've collected, the industries you've worked in, and your go-to strategies.
absolutely. And, instead of just saying I was successful, hit them with I exceeded my collection targets by 15%.
Yes. Quantify those successes.
Love it. All right, so what about follow-up questions to this?
Yeah.
What if they dig deeper and they say, okay, tell me about a time when you had a really difficult debtor and how you approached that situation?
Be ready for that.
Yeah.
They want to hear how you've handled those tough situations, your problem-solving skills,
Yeah.
your ability to stay calm under pressure.
All those really important soft skills.
Absolutely.
Okay, next question. How do you prioritize your collection efforts? So I imagine this is all about efficiency and strategy.
You hit the nail on the head. The interviewer wants to know that you can manage your time, your resources like a pro. Mention factors like the age of the debt, likelihood of recovery, potential impact on the debtor.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So, if you use a certain software or a ranking system to help you prioritize,
Yes.
this is the time to let them know.
Yes, be transparent about your system, how you make those informed decisions, and be prepared to explain how you adapt when things change. Maybe an urgent case pops up or you get new information that shifts your priorities.
Makes sense.
Okay.
How about this one? How do you handle difficult debtors? This feels like a big one, all about interpersonal skills.
Absolutely. This is where you showcase your ability to stay calm, professional, empathetic, even when things get heated. Think about a specific anecdote about a difficult debtor that you've successfully worked with.
Yeah, because that's what they're going to ask you.
Right?
Absolutely. Give me an example.
Exactly.
So be prepared.
And you're demonstrating your ability to represent your organization's interests, but still treat people with respect.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, shifting gears a little bit. How do you stay up to date on debt collection laws and regulations? This one seems pretty straightforward, but I bet there's a lot more to it.
You're right. This is where you're showing that you're not just winging it.
Yeah.
You're aware of the legal and ethical boundaries. You're committed to staying informed. Drop those industry publications. You read those professional associations. You belong to any training or certifications you've completed.
Absolutely.
This shows that you're proactive and dedicated to ethical practices.
Yeah.
And you know what? RoleCatcher can be a lifesaver here.
Oh, tell me more.
Yeah, their vast database of career guides, skill guides is like having a legal and ethical encyclopedia at your fingertips.
It is. They have over 3,000 career guides and 13,000 skill guides.
Right.
And these are constantly updated.
Absolutely.
So it's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, another tough one here. How do you handle situations where a debtor claims they cannot pay the debt?
Empathy, problem-solving skills to the rescue.
Yeah.
This is where you're showing you can assess a debtor's financial situation, explore options, negotiate realistic payment plans. It's all
Right.
about finding that win-win solution.
Absolutely. So any resources that you know about, like, financial counseling services, things like that,
Yeah.
mention those.
Anything that shows you're going the extra mile to help the debtor while representing your organization.
Okay, this one's a little bit intense. How do you handle situations where a debtor becomes hostile or threatening?
Whoa.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
They're assessing your ability to maintain personal safety and composure in high-stress
Uh,
situations. So, focus on de-escalation techniques, safety protocols.
hmm
Explain your process for diffusing tension and, if necessary, removing yourself from harm's way.
Right. And any training you've had in conflict resolution or anything like that,
Absolutely.
super important to mention here.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you maintain accurate and up-to-date records of debt collection efforts?
Okay.
So this is all about record keeping.
They want to see that you're organized, detail-oriented, you understand the legal implications of documentation. So highlight your system, whether it's specialized software spreadsheets or a combination of the two.
And don't forget to mention data integrity and confidentiality.
Yes, and any experience you have with electronic record-keeping systems.
Yeah.
Flaunt it.
Show it off.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you prioritize debt collection efforts for multiple clients or accounts?
Juggling, juggling, juggling. This is all about those organizational skills and strategic decision-making. Explain the factors you consider. The amount owed, the age of the debt client, instructions, likelihood of recovery.
So basically, how do you handle a lot of work? Okay. How do you maintain professional and effective communication with debtors?
Oh, communication is key.
It is.
It's the heart of successful debt collection.
I imagine they want somebody who can communicate clearly, respectfully, empathetically, even when it gets a little heated.
You nailed it. Highlight your ability to build rapport. Listen, actively adapt your communication style. Mention things like using clear language, avoiding jargon, being mindful of different communication preferences.
So phone calls, emails, letters, in person.
The whole 9 yards.
Be prepared to talk about all of it.
Yeah.
All right, last question in this section. How do you handle situations where a debtor disputes the debt?
Okay.
So this is all about, conflict resolution and, being firm but fair.
Absolutely. They want to see that you handle these disputes professionally, you investigate those claims thoroughly, and maintain that objectivity.
Yeah.
So walk them through your process. Emphasize your commitment to remaining neutral. Explain how you communicate with that debtor in a respectful and productive way.
Excellent. We've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
And I feel like these questions really get to the core of what this job is.
Yes.
It's not just about collecting money.
No.
It's really about communication and empathy and negotiation, organization, and of course, knowing the laws.
Absolutely. And those are all skills that you can continue to hone and develop throughout your career.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
It's so important to be a lifelong learner,
Yes.
especially in a field like this that's constantly changing and evolving.
It is. And you know what? That's where RoleCatcher comes in.
Tell me more.
Their platform is like a one-stop shop for professional development with resources and tools to help you stay ahead of the curve.
I love that.
Yeah.
So let's take a closer look at how RoleCatcher can help us specifically for the debt collector role.
Let's do it. I'm particularly excited to dive into their AI-powered feedback system.
Yeah.
It's like having a virtual interview coach right in your pocket.
Amazing. Okay, so we're back and we're ready to unlock the power of RoleCatcher's AI for your debt collector interview prep. I've got to say this platform is really, really impressive.
It is. And
They have this feature called the CV Resume Builder, and it uses AI to analyze the job description, and it helps you improve your application materials.
it's like having a personal career coach
Yeah.
who knows exactly what hiring managers are looking for.
Right.
The AI can identify skills gaps in your CV or resume so you can target those areas for improvement, boost your chances of getting shortlisted.
Absolutely, and especially with those automated systems we talked about.
Oh,
It's like having a secret weapon to get you past the gatekeeper.
Exactly. And then once you're past that initial screening, RoleCatcher has got you covered for the actual interview. They have over 120,000 practice interview questions
Whoa.
in their database, all filterable by career skill or even competency.
120,000 questions. That's incredible.
I know.
So you can find questions specifically for the debt collector role. And here's the cool part.
Tell-
RoleCatcher's AI will actually give you feedback on your answers.
It's like having a mock interview with an expert who can pinpoint those areas where you can strengthen your responses.
Wow.
And they even have this AI-powered video practice feature,
What?
so you can rehearse your answers and get feedback on your deliveral and your body language.
Wait, hold on. So I can record myself answering an interview question.
Yes.
And then their AI is going to analyze the video.
Yes.
And tell me how I can improve.
It analyzes your tone of voice, your facial expressions, your
Yes.
posture, everything that contributes to a strong interview presence.
That is next level.
It's a very powerful tool for building confidence and honing those all-important interview skills.
Wow, RoleCatcher really has thought of everything.
They really have. And don't forget the career guides and skill guides,
Yes.
packed with information on industry trends, specific job duties, just everything you need to know to excel in this field.
That's like a roadmap
Yeah.
to success for debt collection.
Yeah. It really is. And remember how we were talking about the importance of continuous learning for career advancement?
Mhm.
Well, RoleCatcher can help you with that too. They have a feature called the Career Compass
Oh,
that helps you map out your career path, identify areas for professional development.
I love that.
Yeah.
So even after you get the job, RoleCatcher is there to help you continue to grow and advance.
It's a resource you can use throughout your entire professional journey, whether you're just starting out or aiming for that senior level position. RoleCatcher's got something for you.
I'm so glad we took some time to dive into RoleCatcher
Me too.
because it's clear that their AI-powered tools are a game changer for anybody who's preparing for a debt collector interview.
Absolutely. And I would encourage everyone to check out their free features
Yes.
and see how RoleCatcher can help them take their interview prep to the next level.
All right, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about some of the career insights that we've gleaned from our source material.
Okay.
One thing that really stuck out to me was the importance of networking for career advancement.
Absolutely. It's not just what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
And the source material, talks about attending industry events, joining professional associations, even participating in online forums and social media groups.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
I've gotten jobs just from networking at conferences.
Exactly. You never know who you're going to meet,
Exactly.
what valuable insights you're going to gain. And it's a great way to stay up to date on all the industry trends and best practices. The source material specifically mentions the ACA International
Yes.
as a valuable resource for networking and professional development.
I've heard great things about that organization. Our source material also highlighted continuous learning
Yeah.
for professional development, and they specifically mentioned taking courses or workshops on debt collection techniques, negotiation skills, customer service.
Oh, that's great.
All excellent things to be looking at. Did you know that the average debt collector recovers over $500,000
Wow.
in outstanding debts annually? That's a serious responsibility.
It is.
It requires, a lot of skill and a lot of expertise.
A lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
And that knowledge is highly transferable. The source material mentions that experience in debt collection can open doors to other career paths like financial analysis, credit counseling, even law enforcement.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I'm also intrigued by the career progression that the source material outlined.
Oh, yeah.
It mentioned various levels within the debt collector role, from entry level to senior positions.
Each level has its own set of responsibilities and challenges.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to see that there's a clear path for growth and advancement within this career.
Yeah, that's really encouraging for somebody who wants to get into this.
Yeah.
It's not just a job, it's a career.
Absolutely. And it's not just about climbing the ladder either.
Right.
The source material also mentions the possibility of specializing in debt collection for specific industries like healthcare or finance.
Oh, interesting. So you could become an expert in healthcare debt collection,
Exactly.
which I imagine is a pretty big field.
It is a rapidly growing field. And there's a real need for skilled professionals who understand the nuances of medical billing and insurance.
That makes sense. It's a great niche if you're interested in healthcare.
It is, and it's just one example of the many different paths available.
Within the debt collection field.
Yeah.
What's really inspiring to me is the variety of paths available.
Yes.
It's not just this one-size-fits-all career.
Right.
You can specialize, you can grow, you can even branch out into related fields.
It really speaks to the importance and complexity of this profession.
It does. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We've talked about the core duties of a debt collector.
Yeah.
We've tackled those really tough interview questions. And then, of course, we dove into the incredible resources that RoleCatcher offers.
And we've gained some really valuable career insights from the source material.
Absolutely, highlighting networking, continuous learning, and then the potential for specialization and advancement.
Yeah.
I'm feeling energized and optimistic about the prospects for somebody who wants to get into this as a career.
Absolutely. And I think our listeners are leaving this deep dive feeling prepared and ready to ace those interviews.
I think so, too. Before we wrap up, I wanted to point out one little nugget of wisdom
Okay.
from our source material.
I'm listening.
They strongly emphasize researching those specific laws and ethical guidelines relevant to debt collection in your region.
Oh, that's a good one.
Isn't it?
Yeah, debt collection laws can vary significantly from state to state.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crucial to be aware of those specific regulations in your area. And not only is it essential for compliance, but it also shows your professionalism and your commitment to those ethical practices during that interview process.
Yeah, it shows them that you're thorough, you pay attention to detail, and you're serious about this.
Exactly. It's a small detail,
Yeah.
but it can make a big impact.
I think we've covered everything we wanted to cover today.
I think so.
And we've equipped our listeners with the knowledge, the strategies, the resources they need to succeed
Absolutely.
in their debt collector interviews.
For-
I want to thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your incredible insights and guidance.
It's been my pleasure. I always enjoy these deep dives and helping people prepare for their career journeys.
And to our listeners, we wish you the very best of luck in your job search.
Yes, good luck.
Remember, with thorough preparation, a positive attitude, and a dash of confidence, you can achieve anything you set your mind to.
Absolutely. Go get them. Got this.
Wow. You know, as we wrap up this deep dive into the debt collector role, I'm really struck by how much we've uncovered.
It has been a journey.
It really has.
Yeah.
We've explored this really interesting job and, all the tough interview questions and even how AI can play a role, like with RoleCatcher.
Yeah.
I think one of the most important things we've talked about is the human side of this role.
Yes.
It's not just about numbers and deadlines. It's about connecting with people,
Absolutely.
understanding their situations, and trying to find a solution that works for everybody.
You're right. The source material really emphasized that balance of empathy with persistence. You need to be able to build rapport and navigate those tough conversations
Yeah.
while still making sure that, those debts are recovered.
It's a tough job,
It is.
but it's so important.
Yeah.
Now, if you could just distill everything we've talked about today into one key piece of advice for our listeners, what would it be?
Preparation is key.
Okay.
Preparation unlocks confidence and helps you ace that interview. Dive deep into the role, research the company, practice your answers, and leverage every resource that's available to you. And don't forget, RoleCatcher is such a valuable tool throughout this whole process.
Couldn't agree more. RoleCatcher's AI-powered features can really help with that.
Absolutely.
Tailor your CV, practice your answers, and even help you with your long-term career goals. It's like having a career coach and a library of resources all in one.
It is. And speaking of resources,
Yeah.
remember that tip from the source material
Uh-huh.
about researching those specific laws and ethical guidelines for your region?
Yes, that's so important.
It's a small detail, but it can make a huge impact.
It shows that you're professional, that you pay attention to detail, and that you're really serious about this career.
Absolutely.
Well, I think we've covered everything we wanted to cover today,
I think so too.
and we've given our listeners all the tools they need
Yes,
to succeed in those interviews.
for sure.
I want to thank you again for joining us and sharing your insights.
It's been a pleasure.
And to our listeners, we wish you the very best of luck in your job search.
Good luck, everyone.
Remember, with hard work, preparation, and just a little bit of confidence, you can achieve anything you set your mind to.
You got this.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into a fascinating new topic. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep reaching for your goals.